This is the plaintiff, Susanna Wolfhart. She says she loaned the defendant her daughter money for tuition and a lawyer after her arrest, and her own flesh and blood won't pay her back. Her daughter would always say to her, "Don't worry, Mommy, I'll pay you back," but never has. She's tired of waiting and has no other choice but to take her to court to get her $5,000 back. This is the defendant, Jennifer Wolfhart. She says first and foremost, her mother, the plaintiff, never loaned her any money. They've never had a typical mother-daughter relationship in the first place and have never gotten along. The plaintiff has no job and thinks she came into a lot of money because of a car accident and is out to get a piece of her settlement money. Well, she has a message for dear old Mom. Just leave me alone. She's accused of breaking up the family.
Thank you, Douglas. All right, Susanna Wolfhart?
Yes.
You are suing your daughter, Jennifer Wolfhart, for $5,000. According to you, you're out more than that, in money you paid for tuition 5 years ago, as well as attorney's fees, that all of which you say was a loan. Tell me what's going on.
Well, it was August 30th, 06. My daughter was in a car accident. When I reached the car accident, she was upset, and she says, "Mommy, I'm very sorry that I crashed your car." She says, "If I win the case for the car accident, I'll give you some money." And I was like, "Okay, fine."
She said that at the scene of a car crash?
Yes, because she totaled my whole car.
The car was under your name?
Yes, it was.
So any compensation for the actual car would go to you, I take it, because that was your car. She would sue for her injuries.
Right.
What ended up happening, by the way? There was a lawsuit filed and you won money for your injuries.
Yes, we had two lawyers.
Right?
She got money for her car.
All right, so go on.
She just got her settlement last year.
Okay, okay. All right. So which explains why you haven't sued for 5 years for tuition money, but you're suing for tuition money.
Right.
You're not suing for your fair share of her settlement.
No.
Okay.
No,
so now
see,
tell me about the tuition money.
The tuition money.
I take it she didn't share with you when the cha-ching, the cash register rang. She didn't share with you.
No.
Okay. So go on.
With the tuition, I had paid it so she wouldn't have to take out a student loan, because with the student loan, you would have to pay interest on it. This way, if I paid it, she would just pay me back for the tuition. And the job that she has, I know she doesn't make that much money. So, like, even if she gave me, let's say, $20, here and there, and until the full settlements came from the car accident. That's how she said she would pay the rest of it back.
Okay, but the car
she
accident,
hasn't given
she
me
started
anything.
school in 2006.
Right.
The full settlement, so you expected her, so you're telling me that the agreement was that you would pay her tuition, she'd pay $20 a week or something since 2006.
Right.
Until the car settlement, which didn't happen until 2010, 4 years later.
Right.
Did you end up finishing college?
No.
How long did you do?
I did 2 years,
Okay.
which she only paid one semester.
Okay.
Which she told me, "You don't have to pay me back," because she had an altercation with my older brother, which is standing over there. She had told him.
Which one's the older brother?
The one in the middle.
Okay.
She had told him if he wants to continue going to school, he's going to have to either get another job or take out a student loan. I got worried that I would have to do the same, so I sat down with both my mother and father at the dinner table, and I asked them, "What should I do?" And my mom said to me, "I know you're going to do something with your life," because I was going to become a nurse. She goes, "I'll pay for this semester for you," which was of spring 2008 she paid. So when she says she paid 2006, she did not. I received $10,000 from her mother when she passed away for school. All three of my brothers, me and my two brothers, received $10,000 each.
Okay, that was when? When did you receive the $10,000?
She passed away in 1997, and the money was to be used when I started college. And I started college in 2006.
And so how did that money come from, when you say was to be used when you started college, was there
It was in
some
a fund.
And so how did the money actually go from that fund to your school?
My mother would write the checks from that fund.
Because she was a trustee?
Yes. She would write the checks from that, and then when I finished the 10 grand, I guess after 2 years, it was going to be my first semester of nursing, which was my last semester in school. And I did one semester of nursing, and then I was told that since I suffer from short-term memory loss from my seizures, that I couldn't become a nurse. So my nursing advisor told me to drop all my classes. So I dropped all my classes that semester.
What is your short-term memory loss?
I was diagnosed with short-term memory loss when I went to go take an IQ test. to see like what was going on otherwise in my head, and they told me I suffered from short term.
What had you noticed that made you do
like
that?
I couldn't focus in school. I would look at something and then like 10 minutes later I'd forget it, and I didn't know why. So I knew something was wrong, so I went to my mother and I said, can we please go back to the doctor and, see what's wrong with me? I want to know.
Because you had seizures earlier?
Yeah, I started having seizures when I was 14.
Okay, so did you ever go back to
No, I was going to. I was going to go apply at City Tech last year, and then all this stuff happened with my family last year. My mother kicked me out, and I've been on my own for a year now.
Back to you. You end up paying for a semester. Was it a semester or a year?
It was more than that. I have all the checks and the receipts from
Let me see them.
CSI, and I have her withdrawal
What's
paper
CSI?
here. College of Staten Island.
Okay. All right, and according to you, she's supposed to pay you back.
Correct.
Had you paid for college for, who are the gentlemen next to you?
That's my son, Matthew.
Okay.
And that's my son, Christopher.
Okay.
Who just graduated from Kingsborough Community College.
And the gentleman next to him?
Is a good friend of my
Moral
second
support.
son.
Okay. Did you pay for their college?
Christopher, I paid for his college, and I had him sign a paper that he pays me every month.
Let me see.
We both sign it when I get the money.
Okay. Is there Mr. Wolfhart?
There is, but...
Wait, why'd you hesitate? He's either there or he's not. Boy, that was odd.
No, yes, there is, but he's home. He's not feeling well.
Oh,
No.
that is such malarkey.
Oh, I know
Let's
that.
see. His two sons, his daughter, and his wife are here. But, he happens to have a cold this morning? Seriously, do you think it was born yesterday?
He goes to hyperbaric chamber every morning because he has a toe ulcer.
Go ahead.
She didn't tell my father she was suing me for $5,000. I received a letter in the mail at work. I ran to the bathroom crying hysterically, calling my father, which he said he didn't know that she made these claims in court. And he said that he was going to try to take care of it, but he's scared of her and he didn't.
Do you have a relationship with your father?
Yes, I do. I talk to my father all the time.
Do you have a relationship with any of your brothers?
Not at all, no.
Why?
Last year on my birthday, my brother ran up the block, took off his shirt, pushed me to the ground. As I got up from the ground, he punched me in the face.
Why?
My friend was here with me. My mother did not see any of this. My mother was in the house.
But why?
Because he is a very aggressive.
Yeah, but why?
And he's
What
probably on
actually
roids.
happened? Usually there's something that happened.
Okay,
Not a good reason, but a reason. Why?
It was my birthday.
Right.
My mom calls me, tells me to come home to have cake. I come home. My brother's there with his girlfriend who has a problem with me.
Okay.
He has people that I used to be friends with at the house, and they're all standing there laughing at me. So I tell my dad, Daddy, I don't want to have cake right now. People are here that I'm not good friends with. I'm going to leave. I'll have either my cake tomorrow or later on. My father says, all right. I leave with her and my boyfriend. My brother runs up the block, takes off his shirt, pushes me to the ground. As I get up, he punches me in the face. And this is not the first time he's hit me. He hit me 2 weeks before that. He was downstairs screaming about me, calling me a... I open my door. I'm like, excuse me? He comes running up the stairs.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
How old is he?
He's 21.
Go on.
I think it's really sad that me and him don't talk right now. It really bothers me because we were really close. And then I had to call the cops because it wasn't the first time he hit me. And I did feel really bad, but I asked the cops, I said, is there any other way I can get a restraining order without having him arrested? I asked the cops that. And the cops told me, no, he has to be arrested for you to get a restraining order. So I said, fine, if that's what has to be done, then do it. So they did that.
And then what happened with the criminal charges?
And then...
Come on up, please.
So he ended up taking the plea after, I think, 2 court appearances. And then the night of that, my mother had called me and left me a voicemail telling me that if I didn't drop the charges against Matthew Wolfett, I would find all my stuff outside and I couldn't come home. So I've been out of the house since.
Okay. What's your version on this?
She came inside the house flipping out when she saw my girlfriend in the house. I walk outside, she starts screaming, your girlfriend's a she's gonna everyone in the neighborhood, the whole 9 yards. She starts screaming about my girlfriend, who's I'm with still. So at that point, I say, you're not going to talk about my girlfriend the way that you talked about my ex-girlfriend, because that's how all my other fights started with my sister. Any arguments, anything we got into is because she didn't like them. So at that point, I was standing up for my girlfriend, where that's where the argument started from. Her and them two are going at it. Once I stepped in the middle of both of it, that's when she started to get physical. So all I did was I pushed her and said, get out of my face. As I pushed her back, she came to charge at me a second time. My girlfriend and her boyfriend, Devin, were standing right to the side of me. Her boyfriend, Devin, put her hand out. As they both charged at me again, I pushed her a second time to the floor. She got back up, went to go charge at me a third time. Her boyfriend tackled her to the floor. My uncle ran out of the house into the middle of the street and broke us up and just said, "You go take a walk," and he started talking to my sister.
Where's your uncle? Why isn't your uncle here? Were you around when this happened?
No, I wasn't.
Let me ask you a question. Let me go back to your mom a second. I want to know, the tuition stuff happens in 2006. The lawyer stuff happens when?
2008.
She's never paid you one penny, right?
Nothing.
Now in 2010 comes, and it's your birthday. You get the settlement what day?
Last year, October of 2010.
But in September 30th is your birthday?
Yes.
September 30th, the events with your brother happen. You went in and got a restraining order, and you got your brother arrested.
Yes.
Your mother then tells you, get your stuff out of the house.
You want to hear the recording?
You did, yes, I want to hear that.
First, save voice message. Before you can come back in this house, I want the report from the police department that all charges are dropped against Matthew Wolfe. I want to make it very clear to you. Like the state agency said, I'm responsible for you until you're 21. You're over 21 now, and that's it. You better call me back, or else I'm going to change the locks. And it's going to be the end of that, and you'll find all your stuff from your home in the garden on the sidewalk. Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm responsible for what, did she say?
She's responsible for me until I'm 21. But also, I suffer from a seizure condition and hypothyroidism. I came to pick up my medicine a week after she kicked me out, and she threw all my medicine out. I had no seizure medicine. I had to run to it.
To throw out her seizure medicine?
No.
Yes, she did.
So would you ever sue your daughter?
No, that's family. You never sue your family.
But if the family disrespects you, would you sue her?
No, I feel like families have their own means of dealing with their problems.
You got a lot of daughters who are going to stiff you a lot, going inside the courtroom.
What ended up happening with the criminal case against you?
They said on the day of whenever
Do you have
it
paperwork?
finished.
Because what?
No, they didn't give us any.
They just said it was expunged the day
it was
the day that's on there. They said it's
Okay, but
ACD.
did you plead guilty, yes or no?
no.
Okay, so what do we have here? We have you paying for school in 2006.
It was actually 2008 that she paid for it. It was one semester. I received 10 grand from my grandmother after she passed away, which paid for the school. And she knows that. My grandmother left us each 10 grand. So the first 10 grand of school was paid for by my money.
Did your grandmother, whose mother is it? Her mother?
Her mother.
My
Did your mother leave 10 grand for each kid for school?
She told the kids that she did. But when she passed away, my stepfather was the executor of the estate. He's the one that if there was any property or anything that she left, it went to him. And now he is deceased.
Did you ever tell that to the kids? Did you ever hear that before?
Nope.
Gentlemen? The first time you're hearing it is here on People's Court. Come on up, switch with your brother, please. Was it your understanding, and you're under oath, okay? Was it your understanding that your grandmother left $10,000 for each of you for college?
This is the first time I'm hearing of this.
Of the 10,000?
Yes.
He knew about it. She told him, your 10 grand is up. If you want to continue school, get another job or take out a student loan.
When did you start college?
Me?
No, you.
August 2006.
Okay. And she has a canceled check here for July 7th of 2006 for $1,914. Then there's the attorney's fees.
She never told me to pay her back, Judge.
Okay.
She
What
never
evidence
told
do you
me.
have that this is anything other than you helping out your kids for a little bit at least? You paid for some of his, and then you told him to get a job. So why wouldn't I believe that you paid for some of hers without expecting to be paid back? See, a lot of bad blood has happened between the two of you. It's not just that you're mad at her because she ended up getting your son arrested, okay? But it's also, because you threw her out then, I heard the tape. So there's obvious bad blood between the two. Then the very next month, she gets a settlement check of how much for the accident?
$11,163.
And then did she ever call you and say, where's my cut?
No, she never
Okay.
called me at all since
Did
she
she
left
ever
that
find
voicemail.
out about the $11,000?
Yes, my
How do
father-
you know that she found out?
My father said a letter was sent to the house in my name from the lawyer, and she opened it and saw that I received a settlement.
So she opened up your mail?
Yep.
After
Yes, she
you'd
did.
moved out and saw that you received it, and your father
Yes.
cued you into that. All right. Now, not only does she get your son arrested, which you didn't like, obviously, but she gets a settlement, and then she doesn't share. But there's a third thing that happens, isn't there? You file a petition to have her involuntarily committed. Tell me about that.
The mental hygiene warrant comes about. We went to the...
Comes about because you make it come about.
My son Matthew and I, we went to the 68th precinct.
Which one's Matthew?
The purple
defendant
shirt.
in the criminal case. Go ahead.
Right. Me and him, we went to the domestic violence in the 68th precinct.
What day?
This was October 1st, the day of his arrest.
Okay.
We explained to them the situation, what happened the day before. And that's when we had found out that there was a warrant for his arrest, but he turned himself in. And the domestic violence lady said that whatever the things that you're telling me that what happened, you should go and file a mental hygiene warrant.
Okay.
After I filed it.
Which is attempting to get a court order to have her involuntarily committed.
Right.
Okay.
That was October 3rd or October 4th is when I filed for it. The court was October 20th. That judge dismissed it.
Right. After a hearing.
After hearing it, not
You
only...
testified.
Right. When
You
she testified in court...
I read the transcript.
Right.
The judge listened to the two of you, and then the judge threw out your request.
Right.
He didn't really buy it.
Right, and she also
thought there might be a little bad blood going on.
Right, and that...
Here's what I don't get that I need you to help me with. Only one of two things is possible. Why would you think your daughter needed to be involuntarily committed? That she was mentally incapable of taking care of herself? That she's a danger to herself or a danger to others? Why did you think that?
Because in '09, she attacked me.
Because a year earlier, she'd attacked you?
She attacked me. I have the pictures on my phone of bruises.
This has nothing to do with the suspicious timing of the criminal charges against your son that you want to drop.
No.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that she had received an award and you just found out about that. It had nothing to do. That wasn't vengeance, right? It wasn't anger.
No.
Okay, so because a year earlier she attacked you, you now wanted her involuntarily committed after all this other stuff?
No, over the period of a whole year, she's thrown phones at us, shoes at us. She's punched the walls in my house. Or if I had no milk in the house, she'd scream and holler.
So you moved to have your daughter put in a mental institution.
I wanted her evaluated.
And how'd that go? Not so good. The judge dismissed it.
Right.
One of two things is occurring here. Either you really believe that your daughter's mentally unstable, or you are a vicious witch who did it out of vengeance. Those are the only two possibilities. And what I don't understand as the mother of three is I want to believe that you're not just a vicious witch who has a place reserved in hell. I want to believe that you actually really are worried about her mental health.
I am.
If that's true, why am I here today? What do you think it does to the mental health of someone to sue them over tuition money from 5 years ago? What do you think it does to them to put them through pitting family member against family member? Are you just mentally off yourself that you would do that to somebody that you believe is mentally unstable? Or is it what she says, that you're just vindictive and you can't stop? You just can't stop yourself.
No.
I don't think you have any evidence that she's supposed to pay you back. I find in favor of the defendant in this case.
The defendant has won this case here in the People's Court. Plaintiff stepping out of the courtroom. First of all, what has all this accomplished for you?
Nothing much. I tried it. I told the truth, everything. I had all my checks, evidence that I paid for her schooling.
Why no loan agreement between the two of you?
Because I figured she's my daughter. That's why I had a loan agreement here with my son to make sure I get paid back.
Mm-hmm. Do you love your daughter?
Yes, I do.
All right. Come on in here. All right, you're like yelling at her as she's leaving the courtroom. What
I'm telling my brothers that they should
leave
leave because, trust me, moving out of there, I'm a lot happier of a person. I'm doing so much better with my life, not having her being an abusive mother.
What's it like to be in there? You did win the case, but your whole family's on the other side of the courtroom against you.
It's hard, but at least I have my dad talking to me.
Let's go to Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, there are many cities that have these mediation services specializing in trying to resolve family disputes before they get violent or completely out of control. So you could call your social services department in your county. You may be able to get one of these mediation services for free, and it can help a lot.
This is the plaintiff, Duane Foster. He says the defendant, his cousin, cashed one of his checks, and instead of giving him the money like she usually does, she kept it and spent it. That's right, his own family has stolen his money, refuses to return it, and he's suing for the $412 he's most definitely owed. This is the defendant, Letitia Mixon. She says she and the plaintiff got into an altercation, and she was so stressed out by it all, she had a mild stroke. When she got out of the hospital, she decided she was going to use the $412 towards her hospital and doctor bills. The plaintiff was the one who caused the problem, and the plaintiff should be the one to pay for the problem. End of story. She's accused of not treating a cousin kindly.
Litigants have become affirmed, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Duane Foster?
Yes.
You are suing Letitia Mixon for $412, the amount of a Social Security check of yours that she unlawfully, according to you, cashed.
Right.
Okay. Let me hear from you.
Okay. First, I
How do you two know each other?
That's my cousin.
Were you living together?
At once.
And why were you living with her? Was she living with you, or were you living with her?
No,
what was the deal?
No, it's because I just came home from North Carolina, and I had no other place to go, so she said you could come to my house.
Were you paying to live there?
Yes.
Okay. And so there were Social Security checks that were coming to your name. Why?
Because...
in other words, why do you have Social Security checks?
Oh, from my father. First, I was getting SSI and Social Security, but then they said I don't need to see no more doctors or anything like that.
Okay.
So they just made it to be just Social Security. One comes on the first, one comes on the third.
Okay, but is it because of some disability, or
right.
What's the nature of the disability?
I have bipolar.
Okay. Do you take medication?
Sometimes, only if I should have took it this morning because I'm nervous.
Okay.
but
do
only
you take
if I feel
do you take it the way the doctor tells you, or
that's
don't
how
you?
I'm supposed to take it. As like
you take it the way you're supposed to.
As my mood feels.
Okay. Now, you have been living with her for how long?
About a month.
And why were apparently the checks were coming in both of your names?
Yes.
Why is that? Why is her name at all in your?
Because she was my payee.
Why did you need a payee?
Because you have to have someone to govern my money for me.
So everybody needs to have a payee, is what you're telling me, when under your circumstances with Social Security?
Yes.
Okay. And then the method was the checks would come in, and what would happen? She would cash them and give you the money?
Yes.
All right. And that was working fine for how long?
For about a month or so, because then after that I moved out.
Right.
I went to live with a woman and her 2 children.
Somebody you just met?
Well, I knew her for a little bit of period of time before then, but yeah,
all
something
right.
like that. Then,
okay, but I want to get to where there's a problem between you and Letitia that causes her, according to you, to run out and cash her Social Security check and pocket it.
Okay, this is what happened. Well, we were watching TV, and I could talk for like a very long time. I mean, I could talk all the way from North Carolina straight on through to New York. Just constantly just talk. So the young lady, she was watching TV. She was sitting down.
Who's the young lady?
Can I show to the person?
No, I just don't know what you're saying.
It was this woman that stays to her house. She's right there in the green shirt.
Okay.
Right.
So you're talking.
I was talking. So she tells me, can you please be quiet?
Okay.
So I was talking with the girl who came over that was with me.
Who's another girl.
Right.
Okay. Who's not in this room.
No, she's not.
And you were chatting, and she asked you, can you please be quiet because you're watching TV?
That's what I did.
Okay.
But I guess I was talking long with her because I wasn't really interested in the show they was watching, so me and her was talking. But as far as I figured...
Polite people might leave the room, but anyway, go ahead. All right, and what happened?
But
anyway, what happens?
That's it. So then she gets mad at me, not my cousin, the woman in the green. She gets mad at me.
And what's the relationship between the two of them?
I think they're friends.
Friends?
Associates.
Okay. And what classmate? Okay, so go ahead.
Okay. So then we get mad at each other.
You two?
Me, right, the woman in the green. I don't even remember her name. I always had
It's all right, just come, tell me the story. Oh my gosh, it's like pulling teeth. I feel like a dentist. Just tell me what happened.
That is what happened. We had an argument. Then after that, Letitia had told me, okay, you know what, Rennie, she called me by my middle name, which is Doing's my first name.
But you digress again. She tells you what? How did the two of you get into a fight? And
Me
what?
and her never got into a fight. Me and Letitia never got into a fight.
You and Letitia never get into an argument?
No.
Letitia never gets mad at you over the fight you got into with her friend?
Yes.
She does. And tell me about what happened.
So she tells me, she says for me to leave out. So I left out, but I had my TV, not my TV, I had my game.
So she threw you out of the apartment?
Threw me out of the apartment.
Oh, so apparently she did get mad.
Right.
So you did get into a fight with Letitia. So she throws you out,
yes.
and then when the next check comes in, according to you, she takes it and she cashes it.
Right.
Okay. What happened?
Nonetheless, he's leaving out so much of the story.
Okay. What's your version of what happened in the fight?
In the beginning, what happens in the argument?
Nobody disputes the beginning. I want to know what happened.
What happens when it gets to the day of the fight?
Yeah.
Prior to it, before it even gets to an altercation, they're arguing. And I asked him to go outside so this way he can calm down, she can calm down, I can't. I have a history of having strokes. And I know when I get to the point when I have too much stress and things of that nature and too much going on, I tend to get sick. I start getting dizzy, things of that nature, and then I pass out. Okay?
Actual strokes or
yes,
you pass out?
A stroke.
Okay. How many strokes have you
I've had 2. June 12th, prior to the day the situation occurred, I had all the signs to the mild stroke. That's why they kept me in the hospital for the 3 days. And it's not like Dwayne doesn't have a history or doesn't know the history. He knows everything.
No, I don't know that.
Hold on.
He knows.
Okay.
Prior to him coming to live with me, I stated this to him. So it's not like he doesn't know anything. So I asked him to leave. He says he's not going outside. He's not going anywhere. So I walked out of my own house because I know what happens to me. So for me to be okay, I walked out of my house to get some air. I come back about maybe 15, 20 minutes later, thinking maybe everything is calmed down, and it's apparently worse than what it is prior to me leaving. Now, there's 3 children in the household. Apparently, it doesn't matter to him that there are children in my household.
How old are the children who are there?
Well, at the time, my son was 10, and his girlfriend's children were at the house. I believe Heaven was 3 at the time, and Hunter, I believe, is 8. And they're there. He doesn't take into account anything. So I'm trying to stop them from arguing, fighting, and things like that, because I don't want it to get to a fight, because no children should be able to see that. Apparently, he doesn't feel that way. He wants to keep going. So I'm trying to push him away and push her away, Satalia, from fighting. So I end up punching the refrigerator, trying to get some kind of, balance in between the two of them, and it's not working. I start feeling myself getting dizzy, so I go and I try to hold on to something so this way I know I can at least get to the bed to sit. Apparently, I never made it to the bed. From my understanding, I'm on the floor now. I don't know anything else until I get to the hospital. And when I finally wake up, I believe it may be about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm in the emergency room, and they're telling me everything else that went on. They tried to explain to him, I needed help. He's standing there laughing. Oh, that's not my cousin. She's just faking it. Why would you say something like that? And when it comes down to it, if nobody else is there for you, nobody cares, nobody does anything. When he was incarcerated, I ran from his girlfriend's house to the precinct by myself to be there for him. And that same night, he proceeded to say, you know what, you can go ahead and leave. You don't have to be here with me. I don't care.
Why are you?
I don't know.
Why do you let him into your house? How many priors does he have?
Oh, my goodness. You know what?
So why do you let him into the house where you have is this your child?
Yes.
Why do you let this man then into your house to live when you have a 10-year-old child? You don't think that this is a bad idea on your part to have him influencing your child?
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if she's saying, look, he caused me to have a stroke, so I'm keeping the Social Security money. Can she do that?
No, she cannot.
Why not?
Well, because it's his Social Security money.
It's his money, but she's saying he caused me to have a stroke, so I should be able to use the money toward the medical bills.
She should have taken him to court then.
Okay, well, that is another option. What do you think? You don't think anything? Well, you have a cute baby anyway. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
You know what? I can't sit there and say I was right. But
I can sit here and say you were wrong.
I know.
I have no problem doing that.
I know that. But you know what?
Because sometimes, we have to, you know what happens? If everybody minds their own, everybody turns out a little bit better in this world.
This is true.
And you have a 10-year-old you got to worry about, and you got to worry only about your 10-year-old. So maybe you don't have to take in, your cousin who just got out of prison.
I shouldn't have.
And apparently strike 3 is looming in the
prison.
horizon, because I've seen all the Facebook posts where he put, I think we're threatening you with strike 3 that's going to put him in jail for life. So really? So this is who you want to bring into your home? What did you end up doing, Letitia? Then the Social Security check comes in. It's for $412. You're mad at him because he's shown tremendous insensitivity, okay? You're angry. You feel like him and his shenanigans ended up putting you in the hospital. They ended up keeping you in the hospital for how long?
For 3 days.
Okay, now you come out. He's gone at this point, right? He's out of your the apartment, all right? And his Social Security check comes, and you do what, honey?
And I told him he wasn't getting it, and I kept it.
But you can't do that.
I know, and I was upset, and I was pissed, and I told him, I was like, you know, you were wrong in so many different ways. And he's like, you know what, I'm gonna call the cops. I'm gonna get your arrest. And it's sad because I had the money to give him. But when I started seeing all the Facebook posts, and he's sitting there talking trash and things of that nature when nobody else was there, I said he wasn't getting a damn dime of his money. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Yeah, I probably was wrong for it.
You were wrong. You're legally wrong. And you could have ended up in trouble. And I'm going to order you to pay the $412 because you can't be judge, jury, and executioner on your own. If you want to file a lawsuit against him and say to him, this is what a grown-up who's trying to be a role model for that boy does. Get out of my house. Get out of my world. I should have never taken him in. Take me off as payee. Here's this last check. Here, go figure out a way to cash it. How was he going to cash it without your signature, okay? You know, you give him that would have been a better plan, right? Or you sign it and you hand it over to him and say, take me off, next month I'm not signing it, something. But what you can't do is cash it and use it for yourself or refuse to give it to him because then that is considered theft. You can't do that. So I'm going to enter an order that you pay the $412. You want to turn around and you want to sue him, you have to be able to prove that what happened is a result directly of him and not of a lifetime of cholesterol, not of other issues that you have, not of whatever else. If you have had strokes before, the last guy you want in your house is him. He's your cousin, right? You know him. You didn't just meet him. You know he's bad news. You know you need to keep everything calm around you. It's hard enough. How many kids do you have?
3.
Oh, that's not hard enough? That's not a big enough challenge for you?
It is.
You need to make things very peaceful around you, okay? $412 verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
Plaintiff on her way over to the courtroom right here. Step on in. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
There were tears. Are you good now?
I'm fine.
All right. What the judge had to say, she understands your problem, but it was the wrong remedy for you.
Understand, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm. What do you do next then? Now, what is the right remedy?
I just continue to go on with my life, and I know who to exclude from out of it. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Do you regret having stepped up for him and helped him in his time of need?
No, I don't, because at the end of the day, I'll be the only one that was there for him to help him with anything. Mm-hmm. And he'll just have to remember that for the rest of his life.
Are you no longer willing to help him out?
No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
All right. Okay, head right that way, young man. All right, so come on in here and step on in here. What's your feeling about the way this came out?
I ain't had enough talk time, but I felt okay. It's good, but some of that stuff that she said didn't really happen.
Do you regret your behavior around the young ones in that household?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But I wasn't the only adult acting that way. The other one that had the green. That's why I couldn't understand me and the woman in the green shirt having an argument, but then it causes my cousin and I for us to not be able to talk anything like that.
You got $412, but
Yes.
you may have lost the support of your cousin. Is that worth it?
No, not really.
All right. Harvey, what do you got?
Okay, you know, I really want to reiterate this thing. She may have a case, but the fact is these are two separate things. She is not allowed to take the law into her own hands. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Emmanuel Liz. He says the defendant, his ex-girlfriend's mother, still owes him money for a car she purchased from him. And no matter what he does, she won't pay up. All she gives him are excuses, excuses, excuses. And he's had it. So he's suing the woman for the $1,000 she owes. This is the defendant, Julie Fernandez. She says the plaintiff knowingly sold her a hunk of junk with no heat and bad axles. And if that weren't bad enough, the thing caught fire. And if it weren't for a good Samaritan who happened to have a water hose handy, who knows what could have happened? So owe him money? No way. She's accused of being full of excuses. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,500 for car repairs and pain and suffering.
Emmanuel Liz?
That is me.
You are suing Julie Fernandez for $1,000, a balance that you say is owed on a car that you sold to her that she refuses to pay. You are counterclaiming against him $1,500, $860 for repairs, and $640 for pain and suffering, so you could get to a nice round number of $1,500, I guess. Tell me what's going on.
Well, at the time, I had the vehicle in my possession. I've known Julie for 10 years.
How do you know her?
Well, I was her oldest daughter's ex-boyfriend of 5 years and a half.
Is that you? No.
No.
Okay. I don't know.
A little too young.
Who is she?
That's my
She's
other
too young? That's
A little too young.
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no. Being as I knew
You
her,
dated her daughter for 5 years.
5.5 years.
Okay.
And being as I know her for so long, I felt comfortable selling her the car.
That's crazy. That's when I wouldn't feel comfortable selling. What if you go back with this girl and now she hates you?
I mean, I don't hold that into consideration.
You don't? No, you're not much of a planner, are you?
Nah, I
Okay.
don't like holding.
How'd this
grudges
work
or
out for you,
anything.
by the way, selling a car to somebody you know well?
Not
Not
too
so
well.
good, right?
No.
Okay, so mine was better, right? To think it through.
Most
All right,
definitely.
so go ahead.
So I'm always in the neighborhood. I ran into her. You know, she expressed interest. I told her it's fine. I mean, the car
So
had
you
issues.
sell her the car for how much?
$2,000.
Okay, did you write up any paperwork?
Yes, I did.
May I see it? Okay, so go on.
So at the time of the sale, I presented her with the documents stating the malfunctions with the car.
Seller acknowledges and states that the transmission of the vehicle is starting to malfunction. Also, the driver's side axle is due to be changed, as well as a thermostat and 2 oxygen sensors. The seller is giving the replacement axle and oxygen sensors to the buyer at the time of sale. Did you do that?
I offered it, and she told me no.
Why?
I don't know. She said that if I would fix it, but I told her I would only assume responsibility for those parts that I had mentioned, not the transmission.
Okay, so did you end up fixing it?
I was going to, but she decided to take it elsewhere to someone that I used to speak to.
Used to speak to. And then
Yes.
stopped speaking to when what? When they got between you and your future mother-in-law?
Exactly.
If your potential mother? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right, how long ago had you been dating her daughter?
Well, from 2001 up until mid-2006.
And the sale of the car was in 2011. All right, so now, the contract actually states that you're handing it to her at time of sale. That's the contract she signs, but you agree that you didn't, that she was supposed to bring it back to you, and then she changed her mind about bringing it to you.
Yes, she assumed all responsibility for it.
Vehicle being transferred on an as-is basis, no warranties expressed or implied as to the condition of the vehicle. Okay. She owes you $1,000, and it pays you how much of that remaining $1,000? Zero.
As the weeks went by, nothing. I called. I think 2 times I can count. When I would call, say the number was disconnected.
All righty then. Talk to me. What's going on?
Okay, this is what's going on. When he sold me the car, he asked me to sign the document. In good faith, I signed it. I know that he told me there was problems with the car, so I told him.
Yeah, oh yeah, you put it in the contract.
I need you to fix the sensors, the axles, and the thermostat because there was no heat in the car.
Okay, but you know that's not what your contract says.
No, but he verbally agreed, and
I know, but you have a pen in your hand because you signed the contract. Why don't you just change the contract to say what you're saying?
because at the moment I really needed a car, and
What? What? The real answer is I didn't think of it, Judge. It's not, I really needed a car, so I couldn't put my hand down on the paper that was already there.
You're right. I didn't think
Of
of it.
course. All right, so now he agrees with you that he had agreed to take care of the sensor and what was the other thing?
thermostat?
To bring her late. Hold on. To
The
bring her
axle?
later or to actually fix the other thing?
To fix it.
Hold on. I didn't ask
Well,
you.
I agreed to fix the axle and the 2 sensors,
Okay.
which she then told me she was taking it to someone else.
And why did she tell you she was taking it to someone
She
else?
said that my friend, which works on my cars, was taking too long for her to wait. I told her, well, I have to wait, and also I need to put, the money together to take it to him. And she didn't want to wait, so took it to someone else.
Okay. So did you take it to somewhere else because you were tired of waiting?
No, absolutely not. He took it one time, and he supposedly said he was changing the thermostat, and he brought it back worse. It had no heat to begin with. So, and then one time my husband drove me to work, and there was a fire under the hood. After he had supposedly taken it to fix it, he brought it back worse to me. So then I told him, I can't deal with this. I'm going to take it to a mechanic, and you have to lower the amount that I owe you. And then he said that he couldn't do that. So.
Does this seem like maybe a bad idea to buy a car from a young man who used to date your daughter for 5.5 years, who was part of your family and who was close to you?
Absolutely, yeah, because he
What's wrong
sold
with you
me
people?
a
There's
junk.
not enough cars in the world that you don't have to do business with each other?
So would you ever sell a car to your girlfriend's mother?
No, absolutely not. You'd end up hearing about it for the rest of your life. Every little thing that happened.
Could it screw up a relationship?
Yes, I believe so.
What if you really think it's a good car?
Well, then you should...
Let me just give you some advice. Still don't do it. Trust me, okay? Okay, going inside the courtroom.
What did your husband say about how wise this was?
He told me that he was taking me for a ride, that I shouldn't do that because he spite my daughter because my daughter left him.
That was
and I
years
ended up with
ago.
a problem. Yeah, but...
You know what? Oh, please. If he's going to get back, he's going to get back at your daughter, not at you 5 years later when he's selling you a car. How about not buy... If that's the case, then don't buy the car. Why would you buy the car? And the contract all over the place talks about as is, no warranties.
No, but I got really sick riding this car, and, you know.
I suppose that you took it, you say that you took it to a mechanic. So
yes, I have a letter from the mechanic.
Let me see the letter. Okay, this letter talks about how he changed your alternator, he changed spark plugs, he changed your power steering. Then it says that you need a new climate control module that will cost you $500, and 2 oxygen sensors that cost $800. And according to you, you're supposed... See, here's the thing. You were doing so well by excluding everything, and then you're telling me that you agreed to fix the driver's side axle and the thermostat and 2 oxygen sensors?
Yes, I was given the parts. I originally was not going to do it, but she asked me to.
What's wrong with you? In the contract, you say, all I'm going to do is give you the parts and we're done today. And then you muddy everything up by saying, okay, I'll do it for you.
The reason why I was going to do it is because, like I said, I've known her for so long, so...
When did you tell her that you would do the axle for her, or you would get it done for her?
I don't recall the exact date, but it wasn't...
But it's on the day of the contract.
No, not on the date of the contract.
When is it?
I would say about probably a month or so.
A month before, a month after?
Afterwards.
And when do you say it is? That
no, he told me the same day. He said that he was fix those parts that we spoke about prior.
Do you have any proof that it happened that day?
Absolutely. My husband was there and my daughter.
If all 3 of you are there and you all have connected brain cells, right?
No.
Why wouldn't one of you suggest writing that in here if it happened that day? See, that's important.
And for the record?
That's important. And I'm still on this. That's important.
Well.
Because if this is just something he does because he's, I feel bad, then that's not part of what induced you to go into this deal. If it's something that he says after you sign it and give him the money just because he says it that day, but after you've done it, it's also not something that induces you to sign this deal. He would have to have said it to you before you signed it, in which case it's inexplicable to me if he said it before you signed it that you didn't make this read exactly what you're saying.
Because
why would it just say, you agree that I'm handing you some parts right now and that's that, I have no responsibility? That's a contract you signed.
Well,
you know what? If it was good enough for you, it's good enough for me. On the plaintiff's claim against the defendant, $1,000. On the defendant's claim against the plaintiff, $0.
Well, you stuck with the deal you made, and that's how it goes in court. Nothing for you. What's your feeling coming out here?
Unfortunately, I am, but I disagree because, you know, he made a verbal agreement, which I believe is just as good because I had witnesses, but I guess she didn't take it into account.
What about the idea of buying a car from a guy who used to date your daughter? And
you know what? I learned a lesson because he was probably spiteful because my daughter dumped him, so.
Okay, right down this way, okay? Good luck. All right, come on in here and tell me, were you mad that her daughter dumped you and so you dumped the car on them? Is that what happened?
Actually, no. I have no ill will towards them at all.
Asking for trouble doing a deal with, you know, the mom of your former girlfriend?
I mean, friends and family told me not to because of the fact that she is my ex-girlfriend's mother, but, you know, I chose to try to help her.
That money looked too good to you.
Oh, I mean, especially at the time I needed it, so, okay. But, yeah.
Let's go to the street.
Okay, Kurt, the fact is, promises made after the fact have absolutely no binding effect. If you've got a warranty, make sure you get that warranty before the sale is complete.
This is the plaintiff, Keith Gabler. He says the defendant's married to his stepson. He loaned her money and now she won't pay him back. The defendant's one of those types who take advantage of people when they need something and then run away from their obligations. He hates dragging her into a court of law, but what's right is right, and he wants his $2,090. This is the defendant, Kara Ann Roberts. She says she didn't borrow the money the plaintiff's looking for. His stepson did. His stepson needed the money to pay back his debts. The plaintiff has no relationship with any of his children and is grasping at straws if he thinks she's going to fork over any money when she doesn't owe him a penny. She's accused of stepping all over a stepdad.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. Keith Gabler?
Gabler,
You are suing your daughter-in-law for $2,090 in a loan that you say you made to her in 2008 to move from Missouri to Florida that she has yet to repay. All right. Tell me what happened.
Back in 06, 07, through phone calls, her and my stepson was having problems, and her parents was involved. They was go to their house and borrow money, borrow food from them. And so in 2007, I believe it was, or 2008, my stepson Danny got into trouble and got put in jail.
What did he get into trouble for?
Drugs. Okay. And so in 2008, they wanted to make a clean slate and basically start all over, get away
and
from
move
all
to Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So, I can't remember whether it was Danny or Kara that called and was talking about it, getting the money to pay off all of his fines so he could get out of jail. So my wife and I...
Wouldn't it be unusual for her to be the one who called you about that?
No, I mean, they're married. I wouldn't.
No, I understand, but like, I mean...
It may have been Danny. I don't really recall.
Okay, you don't remember?
No, ma'am, I sure don't.
Okay, go on.
Anywho, we sent the money to Kara. She was handling apparently everything for them. She signed the papers and all. I have the papers.
Can I see that? Because you wired the money, you mean, or?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This is what we wired. This is
okay.
Payback.
So go on.
Anyway, they moved from Missouri down to Florida. They just came down with the clothes basically on their back. They didn't have a place to stay, so our house was big enough that we took them in, and I'm going to say August, September. We didn't charge anything because nobody had a job. My wife and I had told them when we talked to them that, you know, we understand you're starting all over, so pay us.
How many grandkids are there?
2.
2, okay.
Yeah.
And they're how old?
Now they are 11 and 13.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, so what we told them was on the loan, pay us whatever you can. You know, once you guys get on your feet, pay us $25, $50, $100, whatever you can pay a month, you know, until we get it paid off. In March, she got unhappy, I guess, the way I was making the kids' mind in my house. And
meaning?
So we have dogs, puppies, and if you run in the house, and they're kids, I understand that, but if you run in the house, they're going to try to bite you.
Okay.
And it just caused a lot of confusion. The dogs was barking a lot.
So meaning she had problems with you disciplining her children, yelling at them or whatever?
I didn't yell, but yeah, disciplining.
What did you do?
I just told them not to run.
Okay, but a person who's staying for free in your house isn't going to be upset because you say, don't run, honey.
Well, when they was outside.
What say you was happening then?
He would yell at him, specifically at my son, who is not biologically my husband's.
Okay, so you felt that he was being mean to them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and of course you guys are living there rent-free, right?
Yeah, I mean, normally my kids would come home from school and have a snack. They weren't allowed to do that.
Okay, so it wasn't working out, and so you guys move out then?
2 months after we got there.
Who's the person who asked for the money, according to you?
Dan.
Okay, and where is Dan right now?
He's in Florida.
And why is he? I see that you've provided an affidavit from him. He starts off with, I am unable to be there. What could possibly be more important than this moment? Why isn't he here? He doesn't want to be head-to-head with his stepdad?
I think it would have blown up into a really bad situation.
Okay. Did he want to come, or he also didn't want to come? Clearly you didn't want him to come, but did he want to come?
No, he did, but the case was against me. So
okay.
As far as I knew.
Why is the case against her only? Why aren't you suing both of them or just him?
Okay, the reason being is, number one, when we sent the MoneyGram, she was the one that signed for it.
According to you, that money went where? To pay fines
And
for him.
I've got the paperwork.
Right, but according to you, it's the son who's asking for it. According to you, you don't remember. According to the son, it's the son who's asking for it, the stepson. All right, so now you guys get back, you move out, you're able to move out, and what happens in your little nuclear family? Do you get a steady job? What's your profession?
Right now, I'm a server. I just graduated from college. I graduate Saturday with 3.97 GPA.
Awesome.
And
What's your degree in?
Medical assisting.
Okay.
Why and I'm going back for because it's really upsetting. We moved down here to be with family. And here I am graduating from college, and the only family we have down here won't be there.
Over the money?
It's been over a lot of things. Dan wasn't in jail.
What was your husband in jail for?
And it happened in 1999 and 2000. He's been in jail for burglary and also for felony possession of marijuana, and then multiple probation violations.
Over what? Drugs? Does he have a drug problem?
Yeah.
Does he still have a drug problem?
Yeah.
Does he have a job?
He just got hired this week.
Okay.
It's been
what do you mean
hard.
this week? You moved down in 2008. What's happened since 2008 to now?
He's had jobs, but then he'll quit.
Why quit?
I moved down. We moved down in January. We stayed at his house for 2 months. It was not a good situation. You know, the kids couldn't take showers fast enough for him. When you got home from groceries, you better have everything organized to get it in that fridge, because if you left that fridge open longer than 2 seconds, you were yelled at. It was...
Take a second. It's never a good situation to have to live with your in-laws. Most people don't choose that. I mean,
no, I was trying
people
to
have their rules in their house, and you may feel so. You still have to be grateful, and I'm sure you are, for the time that you were able to be there till you get on your feet. What I'm wondering is, that was 2008. What did your husband do to pay back his stepdad from 2008 till 2011?
I think he made a few payments to him, and then he wasn't working, and him and I split up several times because
Were you working?
I got a job 2 weeks after I got there, and I am still there.
And he was unable to keep jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And was that because of a drug issue, or?
I don't know what his issue is.
But he's your husband, you're still with him.
We're together because the last time I kicked him out, he went to live with them, and they had to be in their rooms by 9 o'clock during the week, 10 o'clock on the weekends. They missed their 10 o'clock curfew on a Friday night. Him and his brother went out. They asked if they could crash in my living room, and I said yes. The next morning, I get a call, and he asked where they were, and I said they were on the couch. He showed up, told them to come over and get trash bags, and that's when they came back to the house. Not just Dan, but his brother also, who didn't work.
Moved into your house? So now the two of them are not working, and you're supporting the two of them?
He had nowhere to go. I can't see him living on the streets.
Is he a good dad?
He's a good dad. That's probably why he's...
When's the last time Grandpa saw his grandkids?
6, 7 months.
Did the kids ask for him?
My kids, they ask why they don't ever go over to Grandma and Grandpa's, or why Grandma and Grandpa never call.
Except for that things have gotten sort of nasty between you two, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your feeling is that she's keeping the grandkids from you and using them as pawns.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I would never.
What efforts have you made to try to see, because where's your stepson in all this? Do you still talk to him?
I don't personally.
But your wife does?
Yes, she does.
So how does your wife not get your stepson to bring the grandkids over?
Well, when you don't know what's going on, who's where.
Yeah, but all you got to do is ask. All your wife has to do is tell her son, bring the kids over. I haven't seen them in 5 months, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. You know, why do the kids always have to suffer?
My son doesn't want to go over there. He feels like he's treated differently.
Okay. The one that's your biological son, but not your husband's biological son.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, would you stay with somebody who had a drug problem if they keep going back to drugs?
No, that's just enabling them. You need to step back from them so that they will start to.
Fair point. What do you think?
My husband is doing drugs, but I don't like him no more. I quit to him because no good.
So you left him?
I left him.
Is he still on drugs?
Yes.
But at least you're not with him.
No, I'm not.
Got your point?
Definitely not. No one's worth that.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay, y'all got issues. I'm not going to sit here and tell you everybody play nice and gather around the Thanksgiving Day table and make peace, because that's not my place.
He's got issues with, he doesn't have a relationship with any of his children.
He sounds difficult. He sounds difficult. I'll hand it to you. But you know what? He's also earned the right to have certain rules in his house. And, you know, when you're a grown man, go earn a paycheck so that you don't have to abide by something. I know, you agree. But then he's still your husband and he's still in your house, and maybe that's because it works out better if you have a job and at least there's somebody watching those kids because they're still little. And I understand it's all very complicated. I understand. My heart goes out to you. But part of that complication is making things fit. And things have to fit by everybody doing their part. There's a series of texts that go back and forth where he's saying, when am I going to see the money? And your response is, what? Me? Why don't you ask your son? Your son isn't working. Why don't you ask him? I'm the one who asked you for the money? He's the one who asked you for the money. And I can sense this current of how many more people are going to rely on me. I got the 2 kids relying on me.
I'm at my breaking point.
I know, honey. I know you are. You need to figure something out so that you don't break, because there's too many people relying on you right now.
And Dan sleeps on the couch, and you know that.
Right.
I can't kick him out on his own. He can't go back.
You know what? You can. You can. You can kick him out on his own.
No way.
He's a grown man. He's not going to end. You know the worst thing that's going to happen to him? He's going to have to go home at 10 o'clock at night. There is something else going on, which is you don't want the father of your children to go back to drugs. That's a valid. You know what?
That's
this may be the best. This may be the best parenting moment of your life while you make that decision. This may be the best decision you make as a mother to those children. That at least while they are little, you want the father to participate, and you can't kick him out on the street because you fear what it is that's going to happen if you do. I got it. And I realize that you have a lot of responsibility on you, and I'm about to take one of them off of you, okay? Not because I feel sorry for her, but because it's the law. The law doesn't care whose benefit it went to. The law cares about one thing: who borrowed the money. You can't testify to me that she borrowed the money. The best you can do is say, I don't really remember. She says he did. The natural thing is that he did, and he says he did. He's the guy you got to sue. Verdict for the defendant.
Well, that takes care of the loan for Mr. Gabler here coming out. Are you going to go ahead and sue your stepson next to try to get that money back?
Yeah, hopefully. They've tried several times. They've made some payments. I'm not knocking that. All I ask for is, and we've told them $25, $50, $100 a month, just pay us something.
How does it feel in your heart when you look across the courtroom and you see her crying like that?
I hate it.
What can you do at this point to pull his family back together?
That'll be up to her.
All right.
Right.
All right. All right, so come on out here. So the judge takes care of, as she said, one responsibility that's off your shoulders. How does that feel?
It's bittersweet.
Explain that.
I just, moved down here so we could be around family, and we're alone. So I can't wait to move back to Kansas to be around family, real family.
All right. Let's go to Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, she had the reaction that a lot of people have, which is she needs to save him. But the fact is, by letting him stay in the house, enabling him, all she is doing is exacerbating the problem, making it worse. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.